Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Replay Roommates. This is a visual novel dating sim or visual novel otome that I actually first played 3 years ago, believe it or not. And I love this game. It was super fun. It was a lot more involved than many of the other visual novel dating sim games that I played before, because there were like elements of making decisions on how you wanted to spend your time on a day or week to week basis. There's two protagonists that you can play as, a male or a female, and of course there were same gender romances available should you so choose. Now, I originally played as Max, and I did do a gay let's play of this game for Max to go after the only male to male same gender character available to Max. That being said, there was a character that I was really super interested in romancing, but unfortunately that person was not available to Max. So in order to actually play a gay let's play, I wasn't unfortunately able to romance a particular character. However, this person was available to Anne, the female character, and I told myself that I definitely wanted to find some time, eventually, not right away, to play this game again, only this time as a female protagonist, and go after that other character that I was most interested in pursuing. The cool thing is that Anne, the female protagonist, could also go after the other male protagonist, Max, which also would be really fun too. But since I've already played through an entire game as Max, I'm going to go ahead and play as Anne, and to see how it goes. So we're going to pick Anne. Anne thinks that college could be the fresh start that she needs to break out of her shell. Her goal is to make at least 3 new friends. Well, 3. I mean, at least we've got some specifics here. I like the specifics, girl. Get those goals, determined, while keeping her grades up. If you guys are interested in my completely blind playthrough of this game, I'll try to put a link somewhere so you can see my original if you'd like. It has been, again, 3 years since I played this game, so I've probably forgotten a good chunk of it. But yeah, if you'd like to see my completely blind playthrough, feel free. So I am going to start as Anne. Week 1, Thursday. Choose a simulation gameplay difficulty. It will only affect how quickly you improve the stats, but nothing else. Cool. I like the normal. The normal difficulty was fine by me, so... college, a glorious new world, filled to the brim with opportunities for education, community service, and networking. Oh, and also absolutely soul-shakingly terrifying. The population of my hometown is around 5,000 until now. The farthest I've been from home is 10 miles, and that was to stay with my grandparents while our house was getting fumigated. I've had a hard time looking strangers in the eye, let alone talking to them. You may wonder what a shy, small-town girl like me is doing at the Liberty University, the 3rd largest school in the state. I'm starting to wonder that myself. I thought I wanted to get out of my comfort zone, but this might be too much. As I walk down the street, I feel like everyone is staring at me. Okay, deep breaths, relax, smile naturally when you make eye contact. It's only a short distance to the place I'll be staying for the rest of the year. I'm living in a house on campus. It's a little more expensive, but most of my tuition is covered through scholarships anyway, and dorm living sounds loud and chaotic, the opposite of what I want. I can already see that there is a big difference in personality between Anne and Max, which I really love how different these characters are, because Anne, I think, is a lot quieter. She's a bit more bookish, which I think is, at least the bookish part is more of my style. I think if I was roughly as outgoing as Max. So this is a cool thing, is I actually relate a lot to both. I relate to Max's outgoingness, and I relate to Anne's more like academic side of things, and honestly like more serious side of things than Max. So this is going to be cool. I think it'll be worth the investment. Are you Anne? A cute... Right away. A cute, well-dressed young man stands at the door of my house, holding a bundle of papers in his hand. This must be my RA. Deep breaths. Yes? My name is Dominic. I'm the RA for Latin House. Hi, I'm Anne. Come on in and have a seat. I'll start the orientation in a few minutes. This is already starting out way different than Max. Max and Dominic were at odds with each other. I don't remember them being at odds this soon, this early, but I knew it didn't take too long for them to be a little... They rubbed each other the wrong way a bit, which I felt would have been amazing, would have made for amazing storytelling if he was romanceable to Max, despite the fact that they, bickered all the time. But alas, was not to be so. I'm trying not to think about how often I'm looking at the floor, just another thing to work on this year. I'm about to step inside when... Wham! I'm knocked to the ground by someone barreling past me. Whoops, sorry! She keeps running into the house. Hey, Isabella! I can't believe she just... He gives me a look of concern and holds out his hand. I'm so sorry, that was incredibly rude of her. Are you alright? Can you stand? Good lord, Dominic... I get it, because Dominic... We're a girl, Anne's a girl, Dominic's a boy, so he's very chivalrous, which I find very adorable and sweet. Totally different from how he's treated Max, which is understandable. I think so. Anne's already blushing. I take his hand and try to stand up. I didn't twist my ankle, but that still kind of hurt. I'm having a hard time thinking of anything that would have justified running that fast, let alone not having time to stop and apologize. Oh, maybe me and Isabella are gonna, butt heads a bit. Is everyone in this house like this? Oh, no, not at all. He hesitates. Maybe not everyone. Most of them, but everyone. Well, everyone has their eccentricities, but they're not all like Isabella, I swear. I would have quit this gig ages ago if they were. He gives me a reassuring smile. I want to make sure everyone here has a good living experience, so if anything's bothering you, just come talk to me. How about if nothing's bothering you? How about nothing's bothering me? Can I still talk to you anyway? Thank you again. I'm glad that there's at least one person here I can talk to. Dominic seems very kind. And very cute. Finally, I enter the house I'll be calling home for the next year. The first floor is huge. I can immediately see an oversized couch facing a nice big screen TV. There's also some kind of breakfast nook with a big table and an area with several bookshelves surrounding a bunch of comfortable looking chairs. I sit on the couch and take a book out of my purse. I love books of all flavors. At the moment, I've got a rather promising fantasy novel to start. Oh, there he goes. Another cutie pie, Max. Before I get too far into the story, though, Dominic comes back, a young man with spiked hair swaggering in after him, and look at how Dominic's looking at Max. Again, already they're not having it. Tall, handsome, bad boy vibe. The kind of boy my parents always warned me to stay away from, despite not actually having someone like him in a 70-mile radius. Even when they're standing next to each other, he and Dominic seem like they're from parallel worlds. What's up? I'm Max. And just as I thought, it's hard to look him in the eye. At least I maintained eye contact for a moment. Hey, no need to be so shy. Anyone sitting here? Ahem. Why don't you take a seat over there? Oh, yeah, Dominic. Dominic's already claiming. He's already claiming it. I like it. Dominic points to the opposite end of the couch. It's nice to know a man that knows what he wants. What? I can't sit next to her? It's better that you both have more space. Leave some room for the Holy Spirit. Bull, you just want to have her to yours. Yeah, I'm sorry, Max. I want him to myself too, Max. I love you too, but I already had my fun with you, Max. I don't need you anymore. I used you for my own personal enjoyment, and now I am ready to move on. Dominic slams a packet of papers in front of Max with surprising force. Here are the house rules. He walks over to me and hands me a packet as well, more delicately. Thank you. I guess Max just irritates him. Let's go over them together. And would you like to start? Okay. Number 1, there shall be no consumption, storage, or sale of alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs in the housing area, nor shall any underage person be in the housing area while under the influence of the aforementioned substances. Students found in violation of this regulation are subject to dismissal from the housing area and remittance on unused rent under the terms of the contract. I have never touched a drop of liquor in my life. Same thing when I was in college, really. I shouldn't have to worry about this rule. I wouldn't have had to worry about that rule either. I was a crazy goody two-shoes all through school. I'm a crazy goody two-shoes now. Really, let's be honest. There shall be no pets housed in or around the building. Oh yeah, this rule. This is the rule that... If you see my previous Let's Play, you'll know about me and this rule. That's too bad. A hamster might have been nice. Oh well, I should probably concentrate on school anyway. Yeah, I would concentrate on school, so I'll go next. 3. The sidewalk, entries, and stairwells of this building shall not be obstructed or used for any other purpose than for entering and exiting the respective areas of the house. And 4. No student shall interfere in any manner with any portion of the heating and lighting apparatus or fire protection equipment in or about the house. There will be no flammable materials or explosives stored in or about the housing area. Blatantly causing fire hazards? They only put rules in after someone's done something dumb. I'm really having a second thoughts about this place. I love the thought processes of Anne is so different. Sure, honestly, a lot of her thought processes are very similar to mine. Again, super goody two-shoes here. Max was very different, and there was something kind of refreshing about being a protagonist in the space of someone who is a bit different from me in that respect, at least. Now, Max, what? Read the next two. Read the next two what? Read the next two rules, please. Well, since you asked so nice. 5. Students shall not play musical equipment or instruments at such hours and at such volume as to disturb other students in the dormitories. Well, that's good. I hate when my sleep schedule gets interrupted. 6. There will be no firearms or weapons permitted in or about the housing area. It is vital to Dominic that his iron-fisted rule over the populace of this household be lasting and eternal, such that any rebellion can be crushed within a moment's notice. Again, as somebody who likes rules, I apologize. I do like rules, I do like structure, I do like order. That's just like my thing. Call it however I was raised. I'm Asian, that probably is a big part of it too. So I believe that for the most part, rules are there for a good reason. They're not meant to be put there to spoil your fun or take away your freedom. That is not their primary purpose, at least. The primary purpose is normally for something above that, beyond you, yourself, and mostly to keep everybody safe, mostly to keep everybody comfortable, and I get that it's frustrating if many of those rules infringe on your freedoms or your personal desires, but I don't know, I just feel like the rules are there for a reason, and if there's some rules might be like a little bit too off the top, really unreasonable or just too stringent. I honestly don't find any of these unusually strict or stringent. Not really. I've definitely have seen rules that are worse than this. And so despite the fact that I do like Dominic a lot, even if I were to take that away, I don't appreciate Max belittling the rules, because these are probably not even Dominic's rules necessarily. They probably are the rules of the school or the house, and he's just the person who's supposed to enforce the rules. That's his job. That is what he's supposed to do. It may not even necessarily be what he always wants to do, but that is what he's supposed to do. And Max giving him flack for it, in my opinion, is very unfair on his part. Just my opinion. Haha, very funny. Read it properly. Hey man, I'm just reading what's on the paper. I read rule number 6. Oh wow, that is actually... Wait. I read rule number 6. Or I read... Wait, that's still Max, right? I don't like how they took the Max's name off of this, so now I don't know who's actually talking right now at the moment. I read rule number 6. Oh wow, that is actually kind of amusing. I'll be right back. Isabella! Dominic drops everything and tears up the stairs with the speed of an angry bull. Oh, this is all Anne. This is Anne in her head. So I think everything that does not have the name on top is Anne internally. Internal Anne has no name. Okay. Isabella? As in the Isabella that bumped into me earlier? I don't think that's how Anne was thinking. No, actually, I feel like in Anne's head, she's actually like kind of sassy. She may have been rude, but I can't help but admire. I can't keep this up, guys. I can't naturally keep that up. She may have been rude, but I can't help but admire the sheer audacity it must have taken to edit the rules sheet right under Dominic's nose. Oh, so that... Okay, so Isabella did change. I think I forgot. I forgot about that. I wish I could be half as fearless as that. Dominic left so fast he dropped her keys. Max stands up and tosses me mine. I just managed to catch it. Well, I'm gonna bring in my gear and then tour the rest of the place. You coming? I mean... Just because I explore with Max doesn't mean that I'm, like, latching onto him necessarily. So I'll explore with him. Well, I did want to be more social. At the same time, I have no idea why he'd want me to come along when we were complete strangers. Why me? I was just thinking it'd be easier if I introduced you to everyone, because you seem kind of shy. Really? What? I'm a nice guy. I can't help but laugh, though I immediately feel bad about it. Luckily, Max is grinning, so I don't think I really hurt his feelings. Okay, I'll choose to believe you. Huh? I mean, I'll come with you. Relationship change +5. He shoots me a gratified grin. That's the spirit. Come meet me at my room, and once you're done packing, alright? Alright. I bring my luggage up to my room. Aw, this is a cute room. I love the penguins. I'm a big fan of penguins. And the little teddy bears. I had no idea what to pack for a year away from home, so I brought as much as I could. All of my clothes, old notebooks, old scrapbooks, a microwave, my favorite tea mug, my favorite tea strainer. I'm a big tea person as well, not a huge coffee person. An ironing board, my sewing machine, my sewing kit, my bin of yarn, and knitting needles. The pillows I made in... She's still going. The pillows I made in 6th grade, the needlepoint I made in 7th grade, pictures of my grandparents. I actually didn't know that Anne was big into sewing. That's cool. Pictures of my grandparents, parents, and extended family, my laptop, my cell phone, chargers for my laptop and cell phone, and my 50 favorite books. Wow, this girl is very different from Max. Max saunters into my room. I must have taken longer to unpack than I thought. Wow, restraint's not really your thing, is it? I suppose I might have overdone it a little. It's fine. If one of those hoarding shows comes by, I'll know which room to send them to. Hey, it's not that bad. Kidding. You ready? Sure, let's go. There was a sweet smell of some soft ambient music coming from the room next to mine. I wonder who lives here. I knock lightly on the door. No response. Come on, give it a little more force. But, look, we don't have all day. You can blame me if they get peed. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I take a deep breath and give the door a louder knock. Hello? A pretty blonde girl peeks out from behind the door. What is this? The sanctuary house for intensely attractive people? She is intensely attractive. If I was going over any of the women, it would definitely be this character. If so, what am I doing here? I'm beginning to feel somewhat insecure about my appearance, to say the least. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Was I disturbing you? Pfft, my grand's music louder than that, no offense. The name's Max, just moved in today. This here's Anne. Nice to meet you. Oh, you must be my new neighbors. I was wondering if anyone was living in those empty rooms. I'm Sally. I just moved in this past Friday. It's so nice to meet you. Thank you. Is that incense? Oh, this is just for meditation purposes. The energy here is so hectic that I feel like there needs to be something tranquil to balance it out. Energy? 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 Energy! You know, things like auras, the spiritual forces, connecting everything in this world. Why, if there's too much of one kind of energy, then... Rakesh, get in here! Sally winces. Everything ripples outwards from there. I'm going to keep meditating. You're welcome to join me if you'd like. No thank you, maybe some other time. Sitting in a smoke-filled room with a complete stranger, even one who seems perfectly nice, is still far outside my comfort zone. Okay, I'll see you at dinner. She waves cheerfully before shutting the door. Max shrugs as the door closes. He looks towards the yelling noises and shrugs again. He gestures for me to take the lead. A few steps later, I turn my head and he's nowhere to be seen. Well, I've come too close now. I can hear them loudly talking anyway. It sounds like this will be interesting. I walk further down the hall, following the sound of Isabella's outrage. The door to what I can only assume is her room is half open. I go inside to see what the commotion's about. Isabella is glaring at a young man who's acting like he's made some very regrettable decisions. I hope the two of them don't fight. I've barely been here an hour. I'd hate to find out I've made a terrible mistake in living arrangements. Maybe it's not too late to get reassigned. Yet another good looker though. He looks as though he came straight off the cover of a romance novel. I can't believe you painted all over my dance pole. Or he's an exotic dancer and this house is secretly a strip club? What have I gotten myself into? I'm sorry, you do not like the colors? It has nothing to do with the colors. I can't exercise with all this fresh paint on here. But it looks more vibrant, yes? No. Well, maybe a little, but I'm still mad because you should have asked me before you went off and used my things in your art project. You wouldn't want me to take all your paintbrushes and tape them together to make a dance pole, would you? The guy thinks for a moment, then shakes his head. I would not mind if you did that. And there's the problem. There's such a thing as private, proper... What's this all about? Rakesh messed with my exercise pole. So I see. And... You're the RA. Why don't you talk to him about it? Oh, I'd love to, Isabella, but I'm afraid that over-regulating things here would make me too much of an iron-fisted dictator. Swing and a hit. High five, Dominic. You deserve a high five for that. Seriously? I'm always serious. How else could I crush rebellions? Dominic's getting mad points for me right now. I don't remember this scene at all when I was with Max. I really enjoying this a lot. Whatever. I'm going to take a shower. Don't let the karma hit you on the way out. He spots me out of the corner of his eye. Oh, Anne. I'm sorry about earlier. I shouldn't have left halfway through orientation. Did you find your way around okay? Oh, definitely. Please don't worry about it. Let me know if you need any help unpacking. I'd like to make it up to you somehow. I mean, I packed a lot of stuff. Like, a lot of stuff, Dominic. So, if you want to help a girl out, you know, I'm not gonna stop you. I don't, but... Anne! Come on, girl. Come on. I don't, but... See, look how much she's blushing. I love it. I don't, but... Do you know where I could donate some things? I brought way too much. Of course, I know there are some clothes and book swaps on campus. Just have to look up and I just have to look up when and where they are. Oh, be still my heart, Dominic. Dominic spends the next hour looking up dates, locations, and directions for various swap events. I could use a date, Dominic, along with directions to the nearest thrift stores in town. I've never had a guy go so out of his way for me, though I'm sure it's just him doing his job as an ROA. No, he totally has the hots for you, girl. Totally. As I walk out of Dominic's room with a stack of helpful papers in my arms, I see the pole painting boy come out of Isabella's room, covered in considerably more paint smearage than before. Did he spend all that time cleaning up? Hi. At least I was louder this time, if not by much. He turns to me and presses his hands together in what I can only assume is a respectful gesture. Namaste. You are new, yes? Yes, my name is Anne. I am Rakesh. It is good to meet you, Anne. Thank you. Do you always... I have no idea how to phrase it tactfully. Rakesh tilts his head. Greet roommates? Have paint on? Oh, no, I do not paint other people's belongings. Most of the time. Most of the time? Have you ever had an idea so strong, it takes over your thoughts? When I am inspired like that, everything is a canvas. I see. I may have to invest in a lock for my door. I forgot how delightful this dialogue actually was. I'm trying to figure out how to tactfully ask Rakesh to leave my things alone when my stomach growls. I try not to let it show, but suddenly I am very aware of the smell of food coming from the kitchen. Ah, it is time for dinner. Who's cooking? Usually it's me, but today it is Sally's turn. He doesn't look particularly happy about it. Is she a bad chef? No, very good. She does not cook with any meat or milk products. Not even butter. Vegan? Yes, vegan. That means she's psychic. It means she's got some psychic powers. Back home, there was no such thing as vegan, let alone vegetarian. Meat, potatoes, convenience store food, maybe some Chinese takeout if you wanted to be particularly fancy. I love how Chinese takeout is fancy. I'm sorry, this is me talking as a foodie. Fancy Chinese food. Only if it's authentic Chinese food, not like General Tso's, which is not authentic Chinese food. I wonder what a vegan meal looks like. Now, to be perfectly honest though, I've had some great vegan dishes. I have nothing against vegan. I don't think it would be sustainable for me personally, but I do appreciate some awesome... A friend of mine makes this amazing vegan cheese, and I swear, I would be perfectly satisfied just eating that, almost satisfied having that just be my cheese for the rest of my life. It's so good. Vegan cheese. She makes it amazingly. I walk back downstairs and into the kitchen. Sally looks up from her frying pan and gives a cheerful wave. I do remember Sally cooking on the first night. It looks like she's cooking some kind of... I almost said potty. Like potty? Patty. Hello again. Dinner will be ready in just a few minutes. Okay. What are you making? Oh, nothing too fancy, so no Chinese food. I know that most of the people here are omnivores, so I'm making some good old-fashioned burgers and hot dogs. Burgers and hot dogs? But wouldn't those have veggie burgers and soy dogs? Oh. I'm cool with veggie burgers. And I'm not a huge hot dog fan, so I think I've had soy dogs and actually didn't mind them at all. I just add a lot of toppings on them. A whole lot of toppings on them. They look and taste just like the real thing. Not the ones I've had. You won't be able to tell the difference. She flashes me a smile so bright that I couldn't possibly doubt her sincerity. I think Sally believes that they taste like the real thing. I'm not really sure when was the last time she had tasted the real thing to know necessarily how close they are. I suppose I'll take your word for it. Is there anything I can do to help? Oh no, I'm all covered here. You just have a seat and don't worry about a thing. Oh, okay. I go over to the common room dining table and take a seat. Over on the couch, Dominic seems to be giving Rakesh a half-hearted lecture on property rights. Rakesh smiles and nods, but I get the feeling it's not going to stick. I don't see Max yet, but I do hear what sounds like an electric guitar riff from upstairs. Crash. What was that? Hey, is dinner ready yet? Isabella comes down the stairs fresh from the shower. By which I mean she's wearing nothing but a towel. You, get dressed before coming down here. Oh, is little Dominic getting all hot and bothered? Well, he's definitely one of those two, at least, to me. To Anne. And, yeah. At least the guy upstairs appreciated the view. She looks me over. I feel like that happened to Max. So, a lot of things like this, I feel like the story is trying really hard to keep things consistently parallel as much as possible from Max's point of view versus Anne's point of view, because I feel like Max did crash on something. I don't remember what it was, and I feel like he did run into Isabella. So this is really cool if they were able to keep all that consistent in both sides.